The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, the U.S. Embassy here in New Providence has been designated by the State Department to act as a processing hub for the visa applications of Haitians. This move, as the processing visas has stopped in the U.S. Embassy in Haiti. The very thought has sparked outrage among Bahamians, asking, did the government give consent, or is the country equipped to manage an influx? Many questions tonight. Also tonight, more revelations on the cockpit fight on a Bahamasair aircraft. Wait until you hear just what happens while you are thousands of feet up in the air. That's right. Later this evening, the luxury, hospitality, opportunity. Those are just few words that describe the new $200 million Rosewood Resort in Exuma. Ground was broken yesterday, and Beyond the Headlines gives you full access. This is Week in Review Fridays on Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, a procedural shift by the U.S. State Department has left Bahamians the nation over with questions and mounting anxiety tonight. The State Department has announced a major reorganization of immigration visa processing, particularly for Haitian nationals. This according to the State Department's website. Now, according to local politicians, this shift could have severe ramifications here in New Providence, and critics say it could make things worse for immigration authorities who are already burdened with illegal immigration. Jose Etienne fills us in, and then we come back and talk about it.
Has the government agreed to let in Haitians to interview for U.S. status? And if so, how many will be allowed in per year? How long will the Haitians be allowed to stay in the Bahamas while they await their U.S. status? And how will the government monitor these Haitians?
Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis raising pressing questions that he says could have profound implications. It seemingly comes as a ripple effect after United States officials recently halted its consular assistance in Haiti as the nation's governance has been usurped by violent gangs. This as U.S. President Donald Trump has also made a decisive move in June to fully restrict residents' entry into the U.S. from Haiti.
This poses a serious problem as thousands of Haitians can come into our shores for visa and subsequently matriculate into society while we don't even know who are here.
Minnis' concerns ring in tandem with those on social media. One user noting that the move, quote, raises concerns about national security, border control, and potential implications for local communities, end quote. Another resident noting that, quote, I find it laughable that one country can dictate to our government to allow foreigners to come in our country to have their visas processed, end quote. Now, while that's being debated, Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain says the Davis administration needs to take a page out of the U.S.'s book.
We should shut down our consular department, our embassy in Haiti. We should stop issuing visas for now because we don't know who's coming across the borders, because Haiti's government is dysfunctional and bad guys can come across.
So, of course, you see there former Prime Minister Dr. Minnis really with just the questions that many of you have this evening. I spoke yesterday with Prime Minister Davis in Exuma, and he says the government made no agreement. The government is, in fact, forming an official position. Now, yesterday he made a statement, but that is to be followed by a more concretive statement any day now. The Prime Minister is out of the country, but they are on this matter because I reached out to the Office of the Prime Minister as well today, just to get an update on when that statement is coming, because as I said, many Bahamians want to hear from the nation's leader on exactly what our position will be. We know that the U.S. Embassy in Haiti has been closed now because of all of the violence happening. Lincoln Bain says maybe we should follow suit. Good point. But the thing is, you know, when this begins, and I think the discussion initially happened about 7 months ago, no agreement is in place and has been made or reached. But then I keep hearing November 1st as when it will officially start. And so many people have many questions, rightly so, because when it comes to immigration, we know that monitoring is a question, length of stay is a question, address and finding these people, all legitimate questions. And so there we start this evening. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, our contributors, Leslie Miller and Garth Roseborough. Gentlemen, good evening to you. I know both of you have been paying attention to this story since it really broke yesterday. You've been hearing many people from social media to various talk shows to newspaper headlines really zeroing in on this issue.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good night to everyone. What a night it is. Beautiful and cool. Shanique Miller, yeah, we've been hearing some, disgruntled individuals on the ground. I've listened to one or two other comments from other sources. And there is much confusion as to how this all works. Just recently on this particular platform, Beyond the Headlines, we have heard the numerous complaints of people saying how many hundreds or thousands of people from Haiti are filling our airport, coming through immigration, and no one knows where they disappeared to. With this adding to that, in my mind, Shanique Miller, I'm trying to really ascertain and figure out what is the difference between coming here, as you're now doing previously, and to coming here for the purpose of a visa. What purpose brings them here without even coming for a visa?
Yeah.
I don't draw a
What's the
line in
question?
between.
Yeah.
This is why, for me, this whole argument or conversation is extremely mute, because it's still coming anyhow. It almost seems as if we just need to really seriously take control of our immigration department in this country. And I think that is where the strength needs to lie, Shanique Miller.
I'm wondering now if I'm living in the same country. I just got back from the U.S. And this morning I saw in the newspapers that the government has made a decision that they will not allow Haitians to come here to get visas to go to the United States of America. Mm-hmm. And the government policy or their proposal so far is that if you shut down the consul in Haiti and they can't go online through Miami and elsewhere, why should they be allowed here? Why should Bahamas be the dumping ground for persons coming here, saying that they come in to get U.S. visas? Thus, between Haiti and the United States of America, the Bahamas government has nothing to do whatsoever with what takes place between those two parties as far as them having accessibility to gain a foothold into the United States of America by getting a visa from any country in the world, especially the Bahamas, because we are all aware of the situation that is happening in our country today. We know that the majority of Haitians are going to be exported, are going to be removed from the mainland of the United States. Most of them are going to try to head to the Bahamas. The Bahamas has been helping Haiti now for over 100 years. We cannot take the load anymore. What else is there to say? That's between them and the U.S. It has nothing to do with the Bahamas.
I agree, gentlemen. And while we are thinking of just visas, we must understand, too, that a green card is a visa. And so that is a longer process. So again, how long will these people be allowed to stay? Will there be a monitoring process? Did the Bahamas, in its talks with the United States, because you would hope that there were discussions, right, between the U.S. Secretary of State and the Bahamas government. And so will the Bahamas be aided any, whether it's additional manpower, whether it's money to help facilitate this, whether it is expert equipment that we perhaps don't have access to. After all, we all agree our immigration department is burdened and saddled already with trying to man these porous borders that we have. So what will the U.S. give other than saying, hey, go Shirley Street, apply for your visas or your green cards or your citizenship, whatever it is, and then just lay low in the Bahamas? What is it exactly?
Well, Shanique, excuse me, with the greatest respect, why are we passing on the fact that the government in the papers this morning
The government did.
said that they will not allow it.
The reason
Why can't we stop at that point and clarify that first?
Well,
are
Leslie,
they going to be allowed?
we are waiting for that, Leslie. The Prime Minister did say just that yesterday.
Yes.
While we were in Exuma, you heard me talk about what's to come later in the show.
Yes.
Well, we took the opportunity to speak with him then on that matter. Of course, again, they want to officially establish a position, and we are waiting for that official word.
My question is the newspaper's report this morning true or false?
There's nothing false about it. I'm telling you, the Prime
Okay.
Minister said that.
He said
but
that.
he wants
Yeah,
to
but
officially
So that is a government stated policy
speak to
as
the
of this
Bahamian
time.
people. Yes.
The
thank you.
Bahamas has to understand that the United States of America is operating from a point of strength.
Always.
Exactly.
This is who they are.
Exactly.
They are first world. They are an
Yep.
extremely powerful country.
Yes.
They are giving an international responsibility to allow people of a third world or a developing nation to have access to visas. That same extension has been given also to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So you have to be careful how you speak, how you stand before America, before
Absolutely.
you yourself is found wanting. You are not in a strong position at this particular time.
No.
Our Prime Minister this time is going to have a very strenuous task of actually trying to navigate through this situation. Yes, there's a fair factor for us. Ask yourself this one question. When was the last time that you know that America is giving you such a large gift or sum of money to assist in anything?
Oh.
Your stadium is from China. Your hospital money is coming from China. All these things come from China. Where's America and all this? They built a huge embassy here. You think they built it for
Keep you
nothing?
out.
They built it for a purpose. And the purpose is to keep you away from them at all costs. And for those of us who are fortunate enough to make it through their borders, yippee. The rest of you, you stay in your basin, and like one president said, in your toilet bowl nation.
But don't,
That's what they
but
think.
don't also dismiss the fact that the all-important pre-clearance, huh? And so,
This is what I'm saying.
this has
That's
to be
correct.
this has to be gingerly approached
correct.
and thought of,
Yes.
and our position established. Not that we must not stand on the fact that we are a
is
sovereign
correct.
nation,
That's
but
correct.
then we understand the world also works like this.
That's
and so, therefore, I guess we cannot be too hard and fast on any one way. But there must be rules.
Yes.
There must be negotiation to say, listen, when I do this, you must do this.
Yes, yes.
You know?
You know, the facts are there with all small countries around the world.
That's correct.
With the United States being so close. The
Yes.
United States foreign policy is very simple. We either dictate or we eliminate.
Exactly.
Make up your mind.
That's
Exactly.
it. But I do stand with, that,
Simple as that.
with the one leader that says, you know, maybe we need to take a look at our own situation in Haiti and possibly follow suit. I think that was also a good point.
Yeah,
Hello.
well, I wouldn't pay much attention to nobody who never been to Parliament. Or who never been there. For Christ's sake, man. You know.
But thank you, Shanique Miller. That was something to
Yeah.
actually witness in terms of our,
But,
of
something
our
needs to be
political
done.
immigration history right now. We are up in the air, but we look for a quick resolve.
Bahamas are very upset, and should be.
Yeah.
I'm frightened about what our country could look like
Yes.
if we open these borders any more than we have opened them in
Yes.
the past.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, when I'll tell you this, and what I applaud this prime minister for, he's gone silent since then. But I remember at the Summit of the Americas, sometime last year maybe, or even the year before, when he stated emphatically that the Bahamas can absorb no more.
Yeah.
We can absorb no more because it affects our GDP, our quality of life, the fact that we are burdened and overwhelmed with already illegal immigration. And so therefore, what more you all want us to accept, particularly when you're just standing on the outside dictating and saying what we must do and nothing more.
But
And
in-
America
but-
themselves, they're cleansing themselves
Yeah.
of all immigrants, and so we're trying to do the same thing. So
Absolutely,
Shanique,
and the
you're
United States is
correct.
right to
Yes.
stand. Let's not fault the United States. You know, for
Yes.
for decades they have allowed any and everybody in,
Yes.
and it impacted them hugely.
Yes.
But not to the detriment of another country,
Of our
though.
small nation.
Must you say you all deal with that, eh?
But in tandem with the views expressed, shouldn't it now be mandatory? Or shouldn't the government now have accepted the fact to put a moratorium on citizenship in
Yes.
persons from Haiti?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to do
Christ,
that.
how long is it gonna take?
Citizenship, work permit,
Is that discussion ever gonna happen?
Yes.
residency. Yes.
Get real.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it ever going to happen?
Is it?
It needs to happen.
Huh?
Is it,
needs to
Leslie?
happen.
must happen.
Leslie, you sat in Parliament and in Cabinet before. Is it going to happen? Will it ever happen?
I hope it happens. Something got to happen because listen, I wouldn't want my great-grandchildren those to be displaced in their own country. And Bahamians yet unborn. All Bahamians have a right. Those yet unborn to be here and have a country that belongs to them. See, listen,
That is
there's no
correct.
hate for Haitians, you know. Let's get that straight.
We just do not
They
want to
have
be displaced.
9.5 million people. We got less than $500,000.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We can't take the strain anymore.
We cannot
give us
take,
a break.
we cannot take any more.
That's
And
all
I'll
we're
tell
saying.
you this. I believe,
Please
as I
give us a
said,
break.
I spoke with the Office of the Prime Minister earlier today, and I firmly believe a statement and a position is forthcoming that will please many Bahamians. Now, I put it here as just taking the liberty of a talk show host, that it obviously has to be a measured one because we understand the United States and the way they operate. However, though, it has to be a position that shows us as a sovereign, independent nation, we can bear no more. We can bear no more. Even if you send us several $1 million a year, we can bear this Bahamas can bear no more.
The size of our country is too small.
Yeah. Absolutely. Meanwhile, gentlemen, listen to this. You all, and I, Leslie, you returned to Bahamasair, was it?
Yes, I did.
Bahamasair.
The only airline I traveled, Bahamasair.
Bahamasair. We all trust it. We all love Bahamasair. We
world.
say Bahamasair
Safest
has
airline.
you sure about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Here's what happens in the cockpit.
Safest in the world.
Bahamasair is launching an investigation into a reported fight in the cockpit between two pilots. The airline is also removing a crew from active duty following voice notes allegedly recorded by a Bahamasair pilot. I mean, they're just playing games all around the Bahamas in the plane. Listen, in a supervisory role, which raised new questions about cockpit practices at the national fly carrier. In the recordings now circulating, the pilot accuses first officers of using cell phones. Listen, Leslie, listen to the airline, yes. During flights and moving about the cockpit without notifying the captain. The same pilot was reportedly disciplined in the past for running a slack operation. You know, Bahamians and managers, they are afraid to address certain staff, but it happens in the air as well, including using an electronic cigarette while on duty in the air, flying at thousands of feet above. When contacted by Eyewitness News, Bahamasair officials declined to make a comment on the voice notes, but did point to an incident over the weekend. In a statement, the airline confirmed that the event forced the grounding of an aircraft, but insisted safety was never at risk. Officials say the crew was replaced before departure. The leak voice notes, coupled with the weekend dispute, have intensified scrutiny on cockpit culture at Bahamasair. Industry officials are now calling for closer oversight, though aviation regulators have so far declined to comment. Do we have this SOT, Justin?
I get kangaroo court for vaping. I get kangaroo court for, running a slack operation, and I don't like it. With all due respect, maybe not for the people who I feel confident in open name out, but with all due respect, privileges stop. Please, there will be no cell phones in my cockpit. You might as well leave that home. You can use your cell phone. It ain't gonna be in my cockpit. You can go in the cabin and use that. Everything that you touch, and I mean everything that you touch, you will let me know.
Bahamasair, give that pilot right there, that captain, whatever he is, give him, that's the pilot. Give him an increase in salary now, because what in the dollhouse is going on Bahamasair, where these dudes smoking, vaping, on their phones, on TikTok, and supposed to be flying the plane. You all quickly, one second each.
Well, let's see, that's your favorite airline. Go ahead, Les.
I love Bahamasair. I've traveled on it all my life. I am shocked and saddened that such despicable act and slackness could go on with our national flag carrier. And I trust that those responsible, the chairman and the committee, and the general manager has a responsibility to the Bahamian people, to the flying public, all of our guests and everyone else, that those who are responsible must be removed.
And the captain is...
lives at stake.
The captain has a total responsibility for that aircraft.
Lives at stake.
He is in authority. If he speaks to the first officer or to the co-captain...
Get those jive turkeys out of the plane.
Listen,
sound like mongrels, man.
Yeah, you just go ahead and ground the plane. You don't fly, because if he cannot be in control, then no one flies. And I agree with him.
Excellent, guys. Bahamasair, I'll tell you this, that no comment ain't gonna fly with us. No pun intended.
You know what I mean?
We want to hear from yours.
That's our airline. They have to comment.
No, but we fly with them.
Yeah, that's our airline.
Speak to the Bahamian people. Don't play around. Be coming back at this next week. Listen, don't go anywhere, because when you come back, you are in for a super treat. Yesterday, Beyond the Headlines was in the Exumas on Samsung Key, where ground was broken for the $200 million Rosewood Resort at Exuma. It's stunning, really, really beautiful and awesome. Also, look at the new airport that's being built at Black Point, Exuma. Amazing things happening. Stay close. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
It's me. Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmares dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast. Your million is waiting.
Crack that code when $1 million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Crack the code and win $1 million.
This year marks a milestone. The OWN Foundation is celebrating 10 years of impact, innovation, and inspiration. Join us for OWN Talks, September 12th at the Atlantis Resort, Paradise Island at 7 p.m. for a transformative experience under the theme, Activate. Taking the stage are world-renowned leaders and visionaries. Sebastian Bastian, visionary entrepreneur, philanthropist, and CEO of Island Luck and Wise Technology Group. Barbara Corcoran, legendary real estate mogul, entrepreneur, investor, and star of Shark Tank. Vusi Thembekwayo, global business strategist, venture capitalist, and one of Africa's most influential thought leaders. Be part of this unforgettable evening as the OWN Foundation celebrates a decade of purpose and progress. And together, we activate the future.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. I'm here in Samsung Key in the Exumas, where the groundbreaking ceremony took place a short while ago for the $200 million Rosewood Exuma Resort. You all know this resort has been in the headlines for quite some time, with a lot of pushback against it. But today, it got the official nod of approval from Prime Minister Davis, who too attended the groundbreaking ceremony. He was, of course, accompanied by Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Chester Cooper, and a number of other authorities. Also in attendance, Rosewood executives from the international brand and the CEO of the Integra Group and CEO of Rosewood Exuma, Felipe McLean. I am happy to sit with Mr. McLean right now and share with him what Rosewood Exuma intends to do, not just here at the resort, but also for the surrounding communities here in the Keys. I'm happy to welcome CEO of Integra Group and, of course, of the Rosewood Resort here in Exuma, Felipe McLean. Hello to you and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here. Thank you to be present on this pivotal moment of this project, which is the groundbreak. We're very excited about it. We're looking forward to the next years to come. And today was, one of the main milestones that we were waiting for the last 4 years. This journey started 4 years ago, and today it comes into fruition. and we get the get-go from the government and the local community to go ahead and move forward with this amazing project that, even though, as I said it before, even though it's low density, it's going to have a high impact to the community. This project is all about progress for Exuma, creating jobs, creating opportunities, creating a future for the kids, and we are very proud of it. As I told you before, this project is commanding the highest standards.
Yes.
We are with Rosewood together on this, and I can assure you that this project is going to have the highest standards, not only on the operational side, but also on the environmental, on the sustainability efforts,
In
and on
fact, you've-
everything that we're doing.
Yeah, you have taken steps to ensure that you just don't meet requirements in the Bahamas in terms of environmental standards, but also internationally, just to ensure that you do not destroy, that you do not bring harm to any of the very tender environment, I guess, landscape that makes up the Exumas, and this key in particular.
Correct. It's all about preserving the beauty of these islands. That's what is going to make this project a success. The requirements are already, strict here in the Bahamas, and we're going beyond. We are on track to get a LEED certification, which is a global certification that commands the highest standards for environmental and sustainability efforts. We are on track to receive Fitwel certification as well. And we're working with the best consultants locally, but also globally, bringing innovation, bringing new technologies, all the way from the construction to the creation of energy. We're gonna work with liquid natural gas for the island, which is cleaner energies.
Yes.
And we're doing everything that we can to go beyond in all of our environmental and sustainability efforts.
Now, today, during the groundbreaking ceremony, you got maybe the best gift there is. The Prime Minister adamantly and very clearly stated that he is in support of this resort, of the fact that you've met all the various standards and went through rigorous, I guess, inspections and to ensure that Rosewood meets what is been set by the Department of Environmental Planning, and so many other layers that you went through. He said,
This is truly a wonderful occasion. I made it a point to be here today because I want everyone to know. I want the world to know. I want the detractors to know that I, Brave Davis, support this venture.
what does that mean given all the detractors and everything that was said, the anti-campaigns to try and prevent this from happening today?
Well, that means a lot, right? Coming from Prime Minister Davis, but he says that because he knows the project, he knows the brand, he knows what Rosewood is all about, he knows what we are all about, and he knows that we're doing something truly special. He knows that, he's an advocate for the environment, and he knows that the brand that has most recognition globally for environmental efforts is Rosewood. So this is the perfect match. He understands it. And that's the reason he's embracing it, and he understands what the economic impact is going to be and what's going to be the impact for the kids, what's going to be the future for the kids. So he's really excited about the project. He embraces it, he supports it, but because he understands the project, we went through a rigorous process with depth. It took us 4 years to be here, and this is something that was not done overnight. This is something that has been planned meticulously. And that's the reason that we have the support from the government of a project that is going to be truly transformational for the Bahamas and the Exumas.
Even entering the airport at Black Point, the residents there talked about how you've just stepped in and become like a big brother for the community. Explain that relationship, and what do you hope Rosewood further does to enhance quality of life, to bring about change economically, and just mushrooming in terms of maybe business ownership as well?
Well, that relationship has already, 4 years in the making. I know most of the community in Black Point. We're friends, truly friends. It's an authentic relationship. We've been working with the school there, helping them out. We've been working with the clinic. we've been working with the kids, we've been present, right? This is something authentic and that has not happened overnight. This is something that it has been happening for the last 4 years, but because we believe that we need them and they need us for a brighter future. So this is a project, that is done with the community, with the government, and you have to embrace that to make a successful project. We are embracing the community, we know the community, we understand their needs, and they see a big future with our project. So they're very excited about it, and we are excited to work together for the next years to come.
Residents of other keys outside, other than Black Point, are super excited as well, seeing this as something that is absolutely just what else the keys need. Particularly the keys, which the mainland has had its fair share or has its fair share of investment, but the keys have been sort of just left to kind of do their own thing. Residents and Staniel Key told us here on Beyond the Headlines how this means so much for them. Let's talk about how, again, this mushrooming effect that is already taking place.
Absolutely. It's not only Black Point, it's not only Staniel Key, Farmers Key, Compass Key. I mean, this project is going to have a tremendous impact on all of the Exuma Keys, right? With the expansion of the Black Point Airport, this destination is truly going to change. It's gonna have a tremendous impact on the services, on the businesses that are around here. I'll give you the example that 1 year ago, 2 years ago, there were no ATMs on these keys. Now, with our projects coming in, we improved that. We improved the bank services. Now you start seeing more services being provided, better facilities, better infrastructure, and that's what a project like ours does, right? And that's gonna only improve in the next years. And I see, a bright future for all of these keys in the years to come.
You're already impacting public infrastructure like the airport at Black Point. Expansion is happening there, no doubt. Increased airlift as a result of what you're doing here on Samsung Key. Well, let's talk about direct employment and what will that look like for residents of the Keys and coming really from anywhere?
Correct. So basically on the project, we're going to have a staff village, top in class, with entertainment, with proper facilities, with a church, with a supermarket, with different amenities for our staff that is going to be able to house about 150 to 200 employees. So we are investing a lot of money for our staff village to bring the best talent. And to that best talent, we want to provide them with the right infrastructure. We want to provide them with everything that they need to be able to live here in the Exumas, work in the Exumas, and be with their families here in Exumas. So that's something that it makes us very proud, and that's something very unique about our project. So I think that that's the soul of our project, or the staff village that we're creating with Rosewood Exuma.
Yeah, sounds really awesome. And another thing that's been happening, not just Exuma, but almost every family island, the residents have, once they graduated high school, oftentimes left the island to go seek opportunities elsewhere. Talk about the fact that those who desire, and perhaps even those who didn't think about it before now, can actually stay in Exuma and have meaningful, not just employment, but a career, something that is rewarding and fulfilling through Rosewood and the Integra Group.
That's something that our project is going to be able to deliver because of the quality of the project, because of the impact that this project is going to have, not only locally but globally. We are we're gonna as we command the highest standards, we are also gonna be able to get the best of the best clientele that pays the highest price, right? And with the highest price, then they demand a certain level of service. And when you receive that type of clientele, you're able to have the best employees and to have an operation that has not been seen in the Caribbean.
Rain is often seen as a source of blessings in many cultures, faiths, and even in nature itself. And so, if the skies choose to bless us with rain today, we will welcome it as a symbol of growth and prosperity. Just as this project will bring new life, opportunity, and community to the Exumas. May every drop remind us that What we begin here is not only about building structures, but about nurturing a vision rooted in nature, in people, and in the spirit of these islands. So today, as we break ground, we also break new ground for what is possible when vision, community, and responsible development come together. Thank you all for being part of this historic journey. Now we are entering into a new phase where excitement is high, expectations are set, and where execution is critical.
I spoke with representatives from Rosewood. They are excited about what Rosewood Exuma would look like. They mentioned that each Rosewood, including in Nassau, has like a different flavor and personality. So does Hawaii and anywhere else. Tell us about what Exuma Rosewood is going to look like.
So some of the DNA of Rosewood is to keep the sense of place on each of their hotels. So the goal for Rosewood Exuma is to keep that sense of place of the Exuma Keys, to embrace the culture, the heritage, the architecture, the landscape. So it's gonna be very unique, and I think that we have the opportunity here in the Exuma to do something really, really special. But the most important thing is to keep that DNA of the sense of place of the Exuma Keys.
Speaking of the DNA, how careful is Rosewood and you, who you've come in the last 4 years to have meaningful relationships here in Exuma and the various keys, how careful are you to also observe the culture and maybe intertwine some of that into what Rosewood Exuma will offer? Each island has its own flavor and rhythm. How careful are you to sort of include Exuma's rhythm?
It's essential. So let me tell you, we already started to open up opportunities for small businesses to start servicing or to start applying to service the staff village. We are going to have restaurants there. So those are going to be operated by locals. We're going to have different facilities that are going to be operated by locals. So that is going to allow local businesses to be within our project. That I think that's very, very special, and we're looking forward to that.
And finally, before we wrap this segment, years from now, when people think about the Integra Group and Rosewood Exuma, what do you hope that they say about what Felipe McLean did and what he came and made happen here?
So I hope that in 3 years and in the future, we go back and realize that we knew that this was going to be hard. We knew that this was going to take some time, but when you're doing something so special like this project, you have to really be resilient, don't give up, and believe in the vision. And that's what we're doing. We believe in a vision where there's progress for the Exuma Keys, where there's a bright future for the kids, and we look forward to that. I'm gonna look back in 3-4 years, and I'm gonna see a magnificent airport in Black Point that is international. I'm gonna see a ferry terminal that is bringing all of these great guests to Rosewood Exuma with 200 employees, with a beautiful staff village that allowed people to come back and Exumans to come back to the Bahamas and be able to stay here. And we're gonna be sitting maybe here and realizing that everything was worth it.
Yeah,
and I'm on this fight. I'm gonna continue on this fight to make this happen, and nothing is gonna stop us.
That's something that's admirable about you. That we also talked about here on this trip. Really, really, really awesome. A beautiful island. How big is Samsunki?
145 acres.
Really stunning. What's set to take place and take shape here on this island. And we're happy to share some of that with you, also with the CEO of Rosewood Exuma, Felipe McLean. Beyond the Headlines is back after this, and when we come back, we're going to take you into that groundbreaking ceremony, as well as hear from some of the excited residents here on the Exuma Keys about Rosewood Exuma. We're back right after this.
We have to be mindful that as much as we want touristic development, what impacts the fishery? Over-coastal development, destruction of mangroves, overzealousness of the industry. We have a new movement called do-it-yourself fishing. That is anglers who come to the Bahamas, they don't engage in hiring a guide. Because of this approach, you are going to have people who are going to exhaust the resources.
This is an industry that's preserved, should be for Bahamian guides only. We have the DIYs coming in here and they're destroying our flats.
We try not to overfish certain areas, so we'll fish a certain area and we'll back off for a while because we don't want the fish to feel too much pressure.
It's not just using the buzzwords of the environment and the ecology. The tourists can be educated that the more you support local ownership, people are doing it obviously the right way, the more the economic circulation in the communities.
I think the most critical thing is accountability, and that accountability by way of legislation, both the Act and regulations to govern fly fishing in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
I look at conservation efforts and the regulation that I've seen to protect the industry that's in the developed world. All of those jurisdictions have implemented strong regulation to protect their fisheries. We are way behind, but we do have a movement and a consciousness. We know where we need to be. Those are our resources, and we have to make an exerted effort to protect it because that's the only gift that we have been given. And if we don't protect that, then we lose everything.
Building the lodge, I understood clearly the mission to continue what my father started. From this lodge, it has served as the headquarters. We finally got legislation passed in 2016, and it legitimized the guiding profession. We pushed to get the program established into BAMSI in the training of the next generation of guides, but it extends way beyond that.
We need more Bahamians in the industry who are doing the research to provide the information to the industry, that is to fishermen and to everybody who benefits from the resources.
We don't know the resources in this country. We grew up just hearing about sun, sand, and sea.
It is going to be through education and awareness, whether it's within our schools, whether it's in our communities, to conserve the environment, that is going to sustain the fly fishing industry.
Well, the future of fly fishing in the company, I think fly fishing is a very, very unique spot. I think it's going to get better because the guides are now being all certified. They're all getting proper knowledge of handling and how to run the whole system.
If you're a youngster and you want to get into this, it's a job like any other job. You got to live it. You got to love it.
Young entrepreneurs coming in, you want that kind of interest. You want that kind of drive and desire. You want to carry that. You want to become the product.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Samsung Key. Here on Beyond the Headlines, I'm featuring in tonight's show a very special and detailed look at the new $200 million Rosewood Exuma resort. Now, ground was just broken for this resort. The resort went through a whole lot of bumps and sort of delays, and you saw the pushback out there in the media. But Felipe McLean, the CEO of the Integra Group and of course CEO of the Rosewood Exuma Resort, just pressed on and stayed focused. In fact, so focused did he stay that today is a super special day for him here as the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister of Tourism, a number of cabinet ministers, Rosewood International, they all were here, as well as the residents of Exuma, to celebrate this wonderful achievement. Felipe, I just will go back to saying, obviously, a wonderful moment for you, who you continue just to stay focused in these last 4 years, regardless of all the pushback and some of the contrived stuff. But you stayed focused and worked all that just much more harder.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very excited. That's what the community has told me. Stay focused. We're behind you. We need this project. There's gonna be people that are afraid of change. That happens when you're doing great things. But we stayed focused. We stayed, on our mission, and what we're doing is great. The community knows that. The government knows that, and we know it. We're doing a project that is meticulously planned, as I said before. It's commanding the highest standards. We're working with the best brands in the world. And when you have all of those variables, the only way of doing it is the right way.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing with Rosewood.
I can talk about the Save Exuma Alliance, but I think today doesn't beg that. Today is a day of celebration. After all, the Prime Minister gave his official stamp of approval on this resort and was very happy because of what it represents for the residents, for the country, for the tourism product, which we'll talk about in just a second. But let's just talk about beyond job creation. What other ways is, and I've seen it, you all have seen the interviews before on Beyond the Headlines with Felipe, and how he's really endeared himself to the people of whether it's Black Point or Staniel Key, Farmers Key. But let's just sort of go over some of the things that you have done and you continue to do with residents on the various keys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we understand the importance of the community. We started from day one getting involved with the community, working with them, helping the schools, helping the parks, helping the kids, give them, the basic things that they need, because we understand how essential they are for this project. That's the reason that we're doing a unique staff village. We're gonna house all of our workers, and we wanna give them the best infrastructure. And we believe that the community is first. We are working with the community as the regatta team. They are like our silent partner on this project. And we're very excited with it. Today you saw all of the community members that came to support this project, not only from Black Point, Staniel, Compass, Farmers. Everybody has the right of a brighter future.
Yeah.
Everybody has the right in believing responsible progress, and that's what we're doing with Rosewood Exuma.
How do you suppose the Rosewood, which is its own excellent brand that has a reputation that's global and respected, will help to elevate this luxury tourism brand, though, here in the Bahamas, and help to sort of further identify us as a luxury destination?
Well, when we decided to go with Rosewood, we took three main items into consideration. First, they already know the Bahamas. Two, this is a brand that their ethos is the sense of place. And we believe that keeping that sense of place in a project in the Exuma Keys was critical, so we're doing that. And they command the highest standards for all of the environmental efforts. Not only I say that, the certifications, the prices that they receive globally say that, right? Rosewood is one of the most recognized brands for all of their environmental efforts. So we believe that those three aspects were critical for this project, and that's the reason that we chose to work with them. And we're very proud and happy that we made that decision.
Ground has been broken. Of course, we all witnessed that. What now in terms of the timeline for hiring and for I guess construction to begin, that kind of thing?
So we already have some equipment here. We have more equipment arriving. In the next 30 days, the idea is to start the hiring process and ready to go. Ready to go. We need to open in 2028. Everybody's excited, and we can't wait to start this process.
Now, of course, the initial argument started because I think there will be two resorts sort of very in proximity to each other. Do you think that they can coexist?
I mean, everywhere in the world there's neighbors, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, this is not the first destination that has a neighbor. I think that both projects are not comparable, but they can coexist. Why not? I mean, I'm not going to opine on designs on how that project is being done, because that's not something that I can that I am the one to opine, right? What we focus is to follow all of the regulations by DEP. What we focus is to command the highest standards for our project, and that's what we're doing. And that's our focus, and that's our vision, and we're executing on that.
And lastly, you were very, very, very careful today to include the students and the kids of Black Point. They were here dressed in uniform, smiling. I watched them intently as the ceremony was going on. Very, very happy, applauding where necessary and smiling. It's all about that, huh? The future
Absolutely.
takes
You
over.
know, I'm a father of 4, so I know how important are the kids, and I embrace family. And at the end of the day, I believe that this project is for them, right? This is a project that is going to change their lives, and that's what's going to make me the proudest. So very proud to have them here with us, receiving the Prime Minister, being part of this moment that is going to be in history, right? Because we're making history here, and they were part of it, and they are an essential part of the project. So yes, I think that that's something that really makes me proud, and we're going to keep working with them, keep making sure that they have everything that they need to have success with us on this project.
Thank you very much for speaking with us here on Beyond the Headlines, and
Thank you,
congratulations once
Shanika.
again.
Great to have you here, and looking forward for the next years to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much. And it's really so good that this project has been given the green light. Felipe McLean, as you heard him say, he stuck with it for 4 long years, a number of adversities, but he kept going. Exuma residents are extremely happy because of that.
You know, like I said, God has really blessed us. And I thank God for Rosewood. I thank God for, those businesses or businessmen who would at least invest in our men and women. I've been working for 38 years, and I'm like, okay, these jobs are coming along. Maybe after I retire, I will be on the job as well. So the Bible says unity is strength. And so I believe in unity as a leader, as a pastor. I believe in unity. Together we stand, divided we fall. And so I don't want to see the pulling and hauling, because all of us, are one. I don't care. Like I say, people look at maybe party colors and everything, but no, all of us are one. At the end of the day, we are all Bahamians. So for this project coming on stream and being able to employ all these, employees, it just will be a blessing to the island of Black Point, not only Black Point, but the surrounding keys. And then you'll find that people will come from not only Farmers Key, Staniel Key, Black Point. They will come from the mainland and different islands, because like I say, we are all one.
We're excited. We're just waiting to see how Rosewood will be getting everybody back to work in the Exuma Keys, and we needed it. It meant a lot because sometimes it gets really slow in the keys here, and we really need the work. And instead of sitting around and hanging out doing nothing, this will be a time where we can just use our time and working once Rosewood get on the go.
Actually, I'm not really a resident. I'm back and forth. I am doing some work here. And for me, it's like home. And I would like to see it improve. And I think this project will be an improvement for this island. It will help to bring in finance for, I might even get a part of it. And it will be a good thing for me. And maybe I'll probably become a resident here because of what's happening there.
It's a good project. It can benefit everyone. The locals need it. During the off season, a lot of the places close, so it will benefit a lot of them. It will also bring business to the locals here on the island. We have a lot of stuff. We have bars, restaurant, we have laundromats, we have grocery stores, so it can bring a lot of customers here to the island now. Students who are graduating out of high school, they want to go off to do probably a lot of stuff, so they can come back because it's going to be a project that can help everyone with a job. So people who want to move back home, they can, apply to Rosewood and say, okay, I'm doing this. I'm a project manager at Rosewood. I'm an engineer at Rosewood. I'm a pilot for the Rosewood Gas, so it's a lot.
Here at Samsung Key, in the Exumas, I'm Shanique Miller, and on behalf of my entire team here on Beyond the Headlines, thank you so much for joining us. Make it a great weekend, everyone.